when I think about each one of my patients, you know, they're each individuals and they each have lots of things to offer. And, you know, what kind of a society do we want to live in? Do we want to just throw away the potential of all those people? I think that it's very, very hard for anyone who doesn't have HIV or work with HIV all the time to realize that having HIV doesn't impact just your medical or your physical health, it impacts every sphere of your life. And I talk about the burden of living with HIV as this thing that you carry and that you can never really cast off because people can't ever really forget. Those things beyond medical care are critical and they're challenged. And so if people are concerned or care about people living with HIV, they need to be concerned and caring that SAFE has the resources it needs to do the work that it does. I have a list actually that I carry with me of everybody that I've taken care of. And it's a pretty long list. The story that resonates for me the most now is I think about a woman that I took care of who, when I first met her, she was not terribly pleasant. She, most of the time I would go in the room, she was in the hospital, she would come through the emergency room, she would be admitted to the hospital. I'd go to see her in the morning, she would have the sheet pulled over her head. She wouldn't talk to me. And she was, you know, she was living on the street, she was making a living, doing sort of whatever she could do. And every morning I would go and talk to her through the sheet and sit with her and you know, address her problems. And for a couple years I never saw her anywhere except in the hospital. And then eventually she came to clinic. And eventually we were able to get her to a place where she could be on HIV meds. Her virus became under control. She stopped doing drugs. She was able to reunite with her family. Unfortunately, eventually she did get sick and died. But really, to me, it's still an inspirational story in the sense that it's easy to give up on people. And I think, again, we're fortunate that we've developed a system with enough layers that we can support each other and not give up on people, and people can pull through and change. And so it's not dying that's the enemy or the end or failure. This woman died at home with her family, with their support, and to me, she ended up happy with herself, proud of herself, and although her life was too short, it still was a meaningful life. And I think, to me, that's I keep reminding myself of that those days when I get frustrated or things get difficult. It's important to get up and keep working.